Welcome to another edition of Rural Reflections, Calling Dave, with Dave Nelson in Carrington, North Dakota, and me, Grant Nelson, here in Thief River Falls at the studios of Thief River Falls Radio. Hello, Dave, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
Yeah. We did a little bit of Christmas present opening already, and Technoclaws happened to come by and see me, so I was going to tell you about a couple things that I've got already, which I thought just kind of interesting. A little phone charger that has arms that you hit a button, the arms come out, put the phone on there, and then you click the button, the arms come back and automatically start charging. That's something for my pickup. So Lisa has watched my habits over the years and watched me lose my phone down in between the seat and all over the place. And I think she was going to try and help me out a little bit there.
Oh, that's cool. I've seen those things advertised. I guess I've never used one, but I bet that's handy.
Yeah. The other thing she got me was a little wireless earbuds that hook up to my phone. Now, I don't play a tremendous amount of music over my phone or anything like that, but I might just start. I took a look at myself in the mirror, though, and it makes me look like a cross between a Hereford with the horns that go down and a Martian. The little antennas that come out of the buds that go into your ears. I tell you, I think it's best that a person wear those when they're by themselves.
It probably is, because I have seen people come in with them. It's just like the guys that have the little phone connection in their ear all the time. I used to always know what it was when they had the metal strap around their head that held it in place. Mm-hmm. But the hand-free one that just sticks in your ear, somebody comes walking around with that and you want to say, hey, you got something stuck in your ear. Get that out of there,
Yeah, like truck drivers. You see a lot of truck drivers wearing those.
Yes, you do, a lot of them.
Because
now I think they can't even use them anymore the way it sounds. But
they can't, huh?
Well, I don't know. There's going to be like a no phone use, because it's considered distracted if you're on the phone. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to have everybody with a million phones and they can't do anything with them when they're driving. Yeah,
but especially in this area where we spend an awful lot of time in our vehicles. Another thing that's going on right now, of course, is we're into the winter. Now, we're just about to the winter solstice, at which point we'll start getting a little bit longer days. Not the first couple of days, but we'll start getting longer days after that. But I always call it the big gray. I mean, it's the big gray area of winter. Now, my column this week dealt a little bit about with the things that we all did in our family way back when to get through the winter when we only had 3 channels and sometimes only 2 channels depending upon reception. And one of the things we did was we took a corner of the basement and we put down wrestling mats. And we also had bumper pool down there. At one point, we'd have to pull up the mats and have bumper pool. And we even had boxing gloves, if you recall.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. That was probably an area of 10 by 10, maybe 8 by 10, I don't know, size of a small bedroom.
Yep.
And, man, we cram a lot of stuff in there. We had a basketball hoop in there, boxing bag, and the whole works down there. I don't know how we managed to do anything down there, but I remember playing basketball down there, too, and that was like, you better watch out for the support posts. You're going to run into something, that or the furnace, whichever. But, that was an interesting place in the wintertime when you weren't outside building snow forts or something like that.
I remember playing bumper pool. When you got by the chimney, you had to hold your cue stick about a 75-degree angle and just kind of just go straight down on the cue ball. Otherwise, it was just impossible. But that was the way you just had to play through. It was like playing golf or something like that. You just got to play through sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, farming around this area has pretty much come to a stop. I don't think it even has anything to do with propane prices or anything like that. I think most people took a look at it and they said, well, considering the quality that we have here and considering what moisture it's at and propane prices being whatever they are, not that they're that extremely high around here, but high enough, I think most people just decided to wait until the end of winter and hope to make it work at that point, because we've got sunflowers up here, we got corn. I haven't seen a lot of beans around here out, but I know there are still some beans out there. There's even some wheat out there that people have been cutting now. They cut towards the end of the year and made it into hay, like wheat hay, but there's still wheat out there too that's got some snow in it. So how about over in Carrington, Dave?
Well, they're still trying to combine corn when they can,
Yeah.
There's some guys that have gone really gung-ho into it, that have a lot of acres and so on. I see dryers running and steamrolling out of the farms anytime I go out, but the majority of people have just decided to do like you're saying. They just kind of put it on hold for a little while, and they're hoping to keep their test weight over 50 pounds here, and by letting it dry down naturally to a point and so on. And actually, the weather hasn't been that nice anyway. It's beautiful today. Yesterday and today is just awesome, but, I haven't had too many people combining continuously. But we have a lot of corn to go here yet, so I understand the reason why some of the guys are trying to go after it,
Yeah, it might be a lot better, especially if we do have an easy winter and there's not a tremendous amount of snow out there to bend anything down. It might just be the absolute best possible thing to do, and maybe even pick away at it as it goes through the winter. So,
Yeah, I have some cattle farmers that are going out, and they have feedlot, and they're going out and combining a couple hoppers every now and then because it's wet, and they just grind it and feed it to the cattle. So there's various things going on with it, but harvest will continue through winter. There's no doubt about that around here.
One thing I wanted to talk about as we got a couple minutes left here, and this is something that I've been thinking about for a while. Maybe we can just talk about it as far as old tractors, the one-armed front-end loader. I just saw Minneapolis Moline, a military version, on Craigslist or one of the online, maybe a Bizman online even. And I remember I've always had a kind of an affinity for the single-armed loader. Do you know why they even exist?
The only possible reason I could see was that so you didn't have to get on the back end of the tractor to get up in the seat, so you could get on the side, on one side or something. Because otherwise, I'm not sure what its usefulness was. Now, there's a skid steer loader that advertises and brags about their one-arm loader, so that you can get into your skid steer from the side.
Yep.
So I guess it would be a safety issue maybe there, but I don't think in the 50s safety was foremost.
No, I always get a kick out of them because they're really stoutly made because they have to be, because there's only one arm, but obviously you're not going to balance all the weight that's on the front end loader out on both sides of the tractor. It's only one side. So I've always found them kind of intriguing.
Yeah, they are weird. Interesting, but weird.
I've seen even ones that are made into a man lift that can put a person up like on a utility pole or something like that, or maybe for trimming trees, and you can control them from the basket instead of from the ground.
I know. It's an oddity, boy, but I suppose they did what they were supposed to, but I've never seen the real benefit to it, excepting possibly for safety for getting into the side or access. But
yeah, that makes sense. Well, with the last few seconds we have here, Dave, anything going on for you for Christmas, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day?
Yeah, we're going to go pick up a couple of grandkids today.
Okay.
And then the whole some will be here on Christmas Eve, and then there'll be less for Christmas Day. But we're planning to get together with everybody, and at some point anyway.
That sounds good.
And I'm also waiting for what could be a 65-year-old record, and that's, I forget if it gets above 25, I think it is, on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. It will be warmer than Halloween and Thanksgiving for the first time in 65 years.
Well, that gives us all something to look forward to. So if it's over 25 degrees on Christmas Day, it'll be warmer than it was during Halloween and Thanksgiving.
I believe that. Yes, I think it's 25. I'm not quite sure on the temperature, but it doesn't have to get very warm to be warmer than those 2 days anyway.
Well, that gives us something to look forward to. In addition to the birth of Jesus and Santa coming down the chimney, we've got a possible weather record that may topple in the next couple days.
Yes, and in a good way.
All right. Well, I'll let you go, Dave, and wish you a Merry Christmas, and tell everyone we know out there in Carrington Merry Christmas too, would you please?
I sure will. Merry Christmas, you guys too.
Okay, thank you. And that's another edition of Rural Reflections. Call in Dave, your podcast right here on Thief River Falls Radio.